All right, welcome everybody to the first ever Black Belt Marketing Call here in the Digital Altitude community. My name is John Lavinia, and I am excited to be hosting this call with y'all every week here at 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. time is the time we currently have on the calendar. That may change depending on some things, but right now that is the perfect time, I think, to host a call like this. And this call is going to be a bit different each week. Each week we're going to have a different co-host, a different guest speaker, so to speak, who's going to share with us their insights and their experiences in here in the industry, not just with Digital Altitude, but throughout their career as marketers and salespeople and purveyors of opportunity online and offline. And tonight we've got actually the gentleman who is largely responsible for this call, in fact this entire call schedule being put in place, and that is a guy who I've known for as long as I've been in the industry, in the whole top-tier direct sales portion of the home business industry, right, which is the portion of the industry that we're all operating in. And that's a guy who actually got started in the same company I did, on the same day I did, back in 2002. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the Stone Age, back when we were creating wheels out of like pieces of rock, and there were pterodactyls flying around, and there was like this internet thing, and nobody could figure it out. And then right around that time, it was really easy to do Google pay-per-click advertising. Anybody could get an ad on Google pay-per-click, and it was pennies, right? So we're talking way, way back then. And if you don't know who this guy is, you really should. He's a guy who operates behind the scenes here with DA, and he's worked with thousands of entrepreneurs around the world, including, as I've already mentioned, myself, and we sort of cut our teeth together in this industry. In fact, we'll probably reminisce and tell some stories of what it was like in the old days. So if you guys like nostalgia, any of you who are getting a little long in the tooth like me and this other guy, Jason Howell, are you with us? Can I hear you, sir? Tell me you're here, Jason, please. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. So go ahead and make sure that, this is the second time today, ladies and gentlemen, that we have had technical confusion about how to host a call. So we're going to go ahead and see if Jason can unmute his line. And Jason, I'm not seeing you on the bridge. If you could just go ahead and unmute your line, that would be spectacular. And make sure you're... There he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Jason Howell. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome, John. How you doing, man?
I'm really, really good. And I'll tell you what, everybody is in for a treat. Not just tonight because you're here, but every week on the Black Belt Marketing Call, because you know what they're in store for. We did this call, my goodness, years and years this call ran. And now it's been resurrected. This is like the great return, the mighty triumphant return. Jason, what say you?
You know what, man? I am so excited to be here, so excited to have you here and to initiate this call. It's been a long time since I've been on the Black Belt Marketing Call, and I got to tell you, this was my favorite call when years ago when I got started in this industry. This was the call that helped me get through my trials and learning curves and everything to be able to listen to other leaders, hear how they were doing things, and then start modeling in my own business and start having success myself. And so I wanted to make it so that, in this community we had, and all of us here, we want to create a community where people can come, they feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves, where we help each other out, grow in our, respective businesses. We help you've seen a lot of videos out there on Facebook about, the giving back initiatives that are all a part of what DA's big heart is. And I got to tell you, this is really where it all comes into fruition, because you think about it today, we live in a world of social media and everybody kind of hiding behind their phones. You see people, and I even had family dinner last night, and, everybody's sitting around the dinner table, and a lot of people are all on their phones texting someone else, and it's like this communication that's been missing, and we wanted to bring that back. We wanted to bring some quote unquote Stone Age communication street level stuff back to the table again, because I think it's so imperative that we connect in this way. going to the events, being on these conference calls live. It's not some Memorex thing. It's not something recorded. So, thank you for being here, and thank you for all that that you've been doing to help set this up, and all the contributions that I know you're going to make here in the future. So I know there's a lot of people don't even know who you are, don't even really know who I am. I know some of the coaches and some of the top affiliates do, but the community doesn't. And so, I thought it might be good for us to kind of share a little bit about our experience so that people can kind of understand that we've all come from where they've started, and that is just getting started online or just getting started in a business model like this. We didn't come in here just automatically, leaders. It takes some time to create that in your life and to be and step up to that leadership role. And that's one of the main things that we want to focus on here with Digital Altitude, is to help you become a leader, help you kind of step out of your own comfort zone. And that's why we do the introductions in the beginning, because it's stepping out of your comfort zone. It's a little bit different. We're going to talk a little bit today about how to actually do, the introductions, which is really simple. But John, go ahead and you lead this call, man. I'll let you kind of take this.
Well, it's interesting that we probably have a lot of people who may not know who I am in terms of with this community, but you just mentioned that they may not know who you are. So I'm wondering if people are sitting there right now thinking, what am I doing on a Monday night listening to two strangers on a phone? I mean, we're using a phone. What is this? The 1900s or something? But this is how Jason and I cut our teeth in the industry. I'll go back to when we first got our start in high-ticket direct sales, and I'll tell just a little bit of the backstory that led up to this. And I think it will. I want all of this to be instructive for everyone, whether you're brand new, you just got started in your business, and it's your first business, you've never done anything entrepreneurial before, and today is day one, or you're a seasoned veteran, like some of the people we heard introducing themselves at the beginning of the call, and you've been doing a lot, whether be online or offline. I want this to be instructive. So I think, and I've never seen evidence to the contrary, but I think that people all pretty much get started in a business for a similar reason, right? To create the lifestyle that they know they and their family deserve, to create the time freedom and flexibility, to increase or exceed their income, perhaps if they're working a job, to create the autonomy that they don't have at a job, to be able to fire their boss, as it's often said. And so we've got some common ground here, right? I don't think people who are more interested in just being entertained or just being a consumer or whatever, I don't think those are the people that show up in a business community like this, and certainly not on a call like this. That being said, when I decided that was the path that I wanted to take, it was after years of finding myself sort of up against the wall with not being able to fulfill my intentions as it related to my income and my lifestyle. I noticed that there were people who seemed to have better results than me, right? I mean, when you look around and you're able to, I suppose, take your head out of the TV for a little while, you start to notice that some people are driving nicer cars than you, and some people seem to have a better lifestyle than you, or seem to not be so stressed out all the time about things like money, right? In other words, they weren't the slave of money. And so at the time when I had this consideration, I was running a franchise, which was obviously entrepreneurial, and it was about $100,000 to get into that deal, which is not expensive in terms of franchises, but it was $100,000 that I didn't have, and I was working 80 hours a week, and it was kind of a miserable deal. And then one of my customers introduced me to this concept called multi-level marketing. And I won't mention the name of the company, but everyone's heard of it. Big company, been around forever, one of the pioneers of the industry. And I failed miserably at it. I was like, oh man, this sounds like a great concept. And it is. It's a great concept, right? Everybody does a little bit. You go ahead and, two bring two or whatever. And it just, in the real world, it didn't pan out for me. And I wasn't passionate about the products, and I was just kind of like, I was a newbie in the whole thing, and I wasn't getting the traction that was purported, by the guy in front of the room wearing the nice suit, right? So I kind of kicked around in that for a while until I got to the point where I just had to go get another job. I was in debt, it was a rough time, and I wound up working a job for a couple more years, and it got to the point, Jason, you remember this because I've told this story many times. It got to the point where I actually had a stress-induced health condition because they cut my pay 3 times in a year at my job because they thought I was making too much money. Interestingly, they called it a promotion. That's always nice. You get the new title and everything, and they change your comp plan, and then, of course, you get the pay cut. And I think it was a short-sighted way to manage a top producer in a corporation, but that's the way they chose to manage me. And one day, after having been laid out on the couch, it was a weekend, and I couldn't barely move. I was not doing well, and my wife had to go away for a few days. She went to the East Coast where we grew up to visit some relatives. I think she had a wedding or something. And I just kind of meditated on my situation for a couple of days, wondering, why have I attracted this adversity into my life? I mean, I'm a motivated guy, right? I don't need somebody hovering over me, managing me or anything. I'm a motivated guy. I show up. I do the job. I do a really good job, so good of a job, in fact, that they cut my pay 3 times a year. All I want to do is make $20,000 a month. Because I had seen people in that MLM deal who were the superstars, Jason, these are the people behind the velvet ropes who, they're the untouchables, right? They're celebrities. They're the people on the stage. And then, there's the 10,000 other people in the crowd that are the commoners, the peasants, right? Chanting about how much money they're going to make someday, but they're not making the money. It's only those 20 or so special people behind the velvet ropes, you see. They're the ones making the big dollars, the 10, 20, 50,000 a month in some cases. And I thought, why can't I just get to that level? That was twice as much as I was making at the job, working 80 hours a week. I was making about $10,000 a month, a 6-figure income, but killing myself for it. And after a couple of days of just meditating on, what's happening here with my life, I realized, hey, you know what? One door closes, another opens. I emerged from my house, healthy enough to go, hit the street, and I wound up, going to a store and came out of the store, and on my car, Jason, you'll remember this very, very well. On my car, when I came out of the store, there was a little business card-sized flyer that was one of those cheaply printed flyers. I mean, a piece of garbage somebody put on my car, and it was talking about making $20,000 a month. And I was like, yeah, right. I've seen it all. But guess what? The curiosity got the best of me, right? I had to know. So I called the toll-free number. And the toll-free number was a recording. And it said, due to the overwhelming response to the ad, we're not accepting calls at this time. You can leave your name and number here, and we will get back to you at our earliest convenience. And that was it. And I hung up. But I called back again. I was like, oh, all right. I was just going to leave my name and number. So I called back again, got the same message, left my name and number. Later that day, a gentleman called me. He qualified me by asking me a few questions. He told me where to go to get the information. In those days, it was a live hotel-style meeting. And I showed up. And it was in that experience, it wasn't that particular day, that particular meeting, but we wound up meeting each other within the first couple of weeks and discovered we had gotten started on the same day. That's where we met each other and have made millions and millions of dollars in this industry since. So what was the difference? What's the instructional part of all this? The difference, I think, is that when you find not only a product of significance, something substantial, something where you can make real money. Of course, we're talking about top-tier direct sales. We're not talking about soaps and lotions. As great as all that stuff is, I spent a couple years there, got no traction. It wasn't my bag, man. But when we're talking about information products, which is what you and I got our start in, and we're talking about something that's relevant to people, that will actually cause them to be able to get the results they want to get, just like the curriculum we have here, right? When you think about the significance of that, now that's something I can get passionate about, and where we can make real money, and as if all that wasn't enough, we can have people who have walked the path before us and who can illuminate that path and hopefully save us some time, right? So we don't have to be pioneers, and show us, here's the marketing, here's what we do, right? Here's how you get to the big dollars here. Here's what all this stuff is about that you were never told about, in those other businesses where it was make a list of 100 people and cross your fingers and hopefully somebody buys something before you quit, right, and all that, right? If we have true mentorship, and that's what we're getting at here, and we have it here, right, which is a beautiful thing, right? Some of the people that are involved here, which, by the way, Jason, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the quality of the people. I mean, I had no idea, what Michael Force and everyone behind the scenes has put together, including yourself. This is spectacular, and I just feel honored to be here. And look, everyone, even if you're one day in the business and you're not grasping this yet, know that from my position, from my viewpoint, having seen all that I've seen, having been in this industry for over 2 decades and having been successful in this industry for over 1 decade, I can tell you that what you've got here is precious. This does not happen on a whim. There are many opportunities. You can go do anything and make money. You can get a job. You can go do whatever. You do whatever you want. Anything will work to a degree. But what we've got here is something really special. And we're going to make it even more special. And that's why this call and the entire call schedule and the community of people who have come together, who you'll be meeting, we'll be meeting all of these people on these calls, not just the black belt call, but the morning calls, the wake-up calls, the on the rise call, which you guys are going to see for the first time this Wednesday. Lots of great content coming your way, and it's by the community for the community. And I think right there, Jason, that's what you were alluding to. I don't know if you wanted me to go on this long, but no, this is what's in my heart, man. This is what's coming out right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got something really special for people, and I hope they get it, because I know, having seen what I've seen, and having seen what you've seen, that pity the person who's not in this deal, right? Pity the person who thinks they're going to go over there into XYZ company that comes and goes, every 15 minutes, 10,000 different things, chasing 15 different rabbits, trying to catch them all. No. Okay, this is something special. And if you don't know it yet, you will. Stick close to your mentors, to your coaches, and of course to the call hosts who you're going to be meeting on this platform. And of course, Jason, once again, if it wasn't for your resolve and knowing what was here and inviting me to be here, I wouldn't have known myself. Because, hey, man, you guys like you and I, we've been around, right? 15 different deals cross our desk every day, right? That's why I practice, Facebook avoidance. It's just like, oh my goodness, really? No, this is special. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. So there's a bit about my story, and I hope people found some value in that. And of course, we're going to be having lots of topic discussions on this call. By the way, this call, everybody, is going to be raw. This is the most raw call you will ever have. Jason, you remember my disclaimers I would always give each week on the Black Belt call?
Hey, you know what? Let's give those disclaimers right now, because I know they're coming. So might as well do it.
Okay, so this is a call where you're going to hear my opinion about stuff, me, John Lavenia. This is the way I work my business. You're going to hear from me and our guest co-host each week. Here are the rules. It's raw. It's very street. Sometimes it's in your face. Here's the rules. Take what you like and leave the rest. And if I say anything that offends you, you'll get over it. That's it. Those are the rules. Now let's begin. That's how I would always start the call. And you know what? I'm not reading a script, by the way. I hosted this call for almost 8 years. That stuff is glued into my brain, as is the intro music. I saw some people in the chat. They were saying it sounds like kung fu. People are boxing and hitting each other and stuff. I pulled that out of my archive from 2006 or 7 or whatever. I found that recording in an old hard drive that I pulled out of my archive here, just so we could experience it just the way it was all those years ago. My goodness, that was a decade ago, Jason. Can you believe it?
I can't. It's just crazy how much time flies. And, and when I look back on my journey to finding this, and everybody's got a similar story. And, I saw someone put in the chat there that, they're a commoner that thinks like a millionaire. And I applaud you, because we all started as commoners. We come here to a platform like this and to a business model like this, to learn how to become successful in online marketing, to learn how to become a leader, but more importantly, to learn how to take care of our families financially. That is well beyond our dreams. And I got to tell you, I've been living the dream. And I know John has too. Now, mind you, we've had our ups and downs. You're always going to have your ups and downs. But the people that you meet and the community and the relationships that you build continue to grow, and your income continues to grow as you start hanging out with these like-minded individuals that are all moving and shaking and making things happen. And you're going to see people over the next several weeks on Monday nights coming out here that have had tremendous success online doing this exact same model that you guys are now able to participate in and experience with us. And the cool thing about it is, when I first got started, like John said, it was a buddy of mine that actually turned me onto it. I was working in auto glass. I had struggled for many years with a drug addiction. I know I've told some of you guys this before, and I'm not ashamed of this. I'm actually proud of the fact that I've been able to overcome something so dark in my life. And but I had to play catch up. Here I was, 30 years old, just about to get married, and I found a similar business model to this, and I couldn't even afford to buy the first level product. My fiance, my wife now, was actually the one that had to pay for the whole thing. And that was extremely humbling for me. I had to make something like this work. And me and her both knew that as we were getting married, we were going to have kids, and I had to play catch up in my life because my whole 20s were just blown away, and I lost them because of my stupidity and my inability to overcome something that held me bound for so long, which was that debilitating addiction. But once I found this, I found, a sense of opportunity and hope, really, for being able to make a change in my life and actually have the success that I so desired. I loved personal development. I loved being around people. I loved helping people. And so when I found this industry, it just fit so well with who I was as a person. So in about 6 months, I remember it took me about 4 months to really start getting down and have my first sale. And at that time, we had to close our own sales. We didn't have coaches calling for us, So right now, all you guys got to do is just be good finders. As an affiliate here, you just have to go out and find like-minded people that want to change their life and learn this education and learn this skill set of marketing online that will allow them to do this in any business if they choose. But for me, I look back and I remember me and my wife being in Tempe, and we were walking around, and we were completely done. We had no money left, and we had not signed up anybody yet. And we're looking at each other, and this was after we had come back from, we went to, the first trip that we ever went on was our honeymoon, was the actual first event that for that other company that we were a part of. And so we got to write off our trip as a honeymoon, or our honeymoon as a business expense, which was awesome. But I remember shortly after that, because me and John, you remember how broke we were at that first event?
I remember. It was, I think we were at the Atlantis in Nassau, Bahamas.
Yes.
And the breakfast buffet was like $35 a head, and we were like, uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Jason, by the way, speak up. Somebody's saying you're a little quiet, so scream and yell.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, very good.
All right. So just shortly after that, though, I remember, John, that whole trip was kind of tough because we didn't have a lot of money. We got back, and, even as excited as we were, there was a lot of learning that I had to do, especially on how to properly communicate with people. And, for me, it was hard to accept money from people. And I think a lot of individuals have this similar issue, and this is really why we wanted to change the process with Big Ticket, because we found that some of the biggest issues that people had in having success in this type of a business model, the top-tier business model, was they didn't know how to properly talk to people, number one, but more importantly, receive money from people. It was just like this thing that, for whatever reason, they just couldn't get over. They didn't believe they were good enough, or all of the money issues that people have. And so that's why, we as the company has created a way for people to tap into success coaches that actually do this for a living, are really good at it. And so you can focus your business. I wish we had this way back when. it would have shortened my learning curve, tremendously, because I wouldn't have had to do some of the things that I had to do, because I generated a lot of dang leads, and I went through a lot of them. But, obviously everything happens for a reason, but we started to really, we figured out how to make this, process a lot more simple for people that are just getting started, and all they got to really do is just focus on specific items, which in this case is just finding people through many different means, traffic and stuff like that. So, going back to that time though, I look and I remember I had a choice. We had a choice, me and my wife did, on whether or not we would continue on doing this. Now I know some of you guys get started and, some of you have, skyrocket success right away. Some of you guys, it takes a little bit longer for you to get out of your own way. Some of you just put your toe in the water. You just really don't believe that it's going to happen. And what I know about, this business model, but more importantly, what I know about myself is if I don't believe in something, or if there's some sense of doubt related to the desires or my goals or whatever, that I'm actually going to achieve it, if there's any doubt there whatsoever, then I will almost put up a block and a wall around me that doesn't allow me to have those things happen for me in my life. And so we were at that point, and I know it was because of my negative thinking. I remember it to this day. My wife, and I don't know if I've ever told you this, John, but there was a guy ready to get started, and I was so afraid to get him started because he was a young guy, and I was looking at the experience I was having, which was, it was taking me this long to have a sale, but it was because I wasn't getting out of my own way. And it was hard for me to actually sign the guy up. So my wife ended up doing it. And it taught me a very important lesson. Number one, that I can't judge whether or not someone is going to have success. And immediately after my wife did that, it made me kind of shake my head and take a look at my circumstance. And in 1 month from that day, we had a $35,000 a month. And it just continued to grow, and it was consistent from then on out. And I really haven't had months under $20,000 a month in this industry, and ever since that point. And I got to tell you, it's because of the mindset, and that this is an opportunity that can change someone's life if they let it. And I just believe so much in what we're doing here. There's been a lot of other companies that we've been a part of that I haven't ever really felt this way. But because of the heartbeat of what DA is, the heartbeat of who the owners are, who the leaders are, who the coaches are, who the affiliates are, who you are listening to this call right now, that is what makes this company special. And I tell you, if you just put your shoulder to the wheel here and you give it all that you got and continue to learn the skill set, work on your mindset, and use the tools, you will have success. There's just no question in my mind. It works. And John, I mean, for the most part, I know that you went through similar struggles, and even now, it's just like we've all been searching for this place, like this place where we could be reunited with hope again, reunited with, a sense of purpose in what we were doing for business. And I feel like we've got that here, and I'm just excited to build this out with all of you guys. John, I'm glad you're here, and this is going to be something extremely special.
It is. It feels like putting the band back together, so to speak. It's a special time, which I think we've covered it from a couple of different angles. But you know what I think we should do, Jason? I think we've got a lot of people here who are joining us, and again, this is the smallest black belt marketing call that we'll ever have. So we've got a lot of opportunity right now to hear from people who'd like to chime in. What do you think? Should we go ahead and open up for participation?
Yes. Let's do it.
This will be a first. By the way, everybody, this is the first day that we're ever using this new bridge. It's the latest version of this bridge, so we're just getting used to the controls. I apologize for introducing a little bit noise while Jason was talking. Hopefully it didn't throw everybody off. We're also going to be able to do screen shares and such. So we'll be able to do like webinar style, live video presentations on this bridge as well. So we haven't experimented with that yet. We'll probably do some of that on Wednesday night and see how that goes. But why don't we do this? I see a bunch of people in the chat. If you're logged in live, though, if you're on the call with us with a phone in your hand, or you're on Skype, or you're using the dial-in app that happens on the website, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use the Q&A mode, and then you'll be able to just hit. I think the command is *6 to sort of raise your hand, and then we'll go ahead and take everyone in order. And let me just see if I can do that without breaking the system. Here we go. Great. Q&A session has started. Let's see how that goes, Jason. So anybody who'd like to jump out here with Jason and I and share, what your experience is here with DA thus far, and whether you're an affiliate or a coach, be my guest. We are going to take callers live, ladies and gentlemen. You will be on the air. I know it's a thrill a minute around here. So let's see if we got any takers. Now, don't be shy. Don't be shy, even if you're one day in the business, or if you have any questions. Like, I know it's called Q&A mode, which you're welcome to just make a comment or whatever if you don't have a specific question. But you can ask questions too, right? This is like you've got Jason and me here right now. So again, I think it's *6 will unmute your line, or whatever the command is on the app. If you're seeing that, you'd like to participate. I see nobody in the queue. Probably a lot of people, Jason, listening on the radio feature. There's a radio feature on this bridge as well. So if people tuned in late, they're hearing the call already just on the meeting wall where these calls are hosted. So any takers, go ahead and enter the Q&A mode, and you should be able to do that right now. I don't see anybody yet. Lance says he is listening on the radio. You see there's also a chat feature here, Jason. So I'm sure the people on the replay, when they hear this on the podcast or the replay, are going to be like, wow, this is some compelling content. John's explaining the chat feature. Sarah's on a PC, doesn't have a mic. Okay, very good. So look, I guess there's no other participation. So Jason, why don't we wrap up? Oh, you know what? Let me offer this. Let me offer this before we wrap up. We'll leave Q&A mode on for a bit, and see if anyone's brave enough to jump out here and be with us live on the line, so we can give them the tauntings they deserve. But Jason, thinking back to 2002 when we met, and how you and I, how our relationship has grown, our families have become very close, and I mean, my goodness, you guys were out here hanging out at the house. It was a week or so ago, and your kids are awesome. There's something intangible that happens when we get our lives in order. One aspect of our lives is, of course, finance and business, and we wouldn't be here if we didn't have an entrepreneurial drive. Right? I think we covered this to a degree. Ash did this morning. He covered it to a degree when he was talking about the characteristics of winners on the on the wake up call this morning. And anybody who doesn't know Ash, he's a great guy. He'll be with us every Monday on the wake up call. I'm sure he'll be a guest host here on Black Belt as well.
Hey, I think I figured something out, John.
What'd you figure out?
I think I got Drew here.
Can you hear me?
Oh my goodness. So Jason, you're manning the Q&A bridge. Jason and I are logged in as the same guy right now, so it's kind of I'm not seeing it, and Jason is seeing it. That's good. Jason, you got Drew Innes? Is that Drew Innes from Australia?
Yeah,
it is. But can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No.
Yes. You're live, sir. You're live on the air. What's your question, sir?
I've been holding my hand up in the air here, but no one's been responding.
You see, we got to learn how to use this thing here. Jason, I'm not seeing the Q&A queue, but you apparently are. So you're the master tonight.
I'm seeing something.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for having me here. So just for those of you that don't know me that are on the line, my name is Drew Innes, and I'm calling in from my home here on the east coast of Sydney, Australia, a beautiful little place called Manly Beach. And it's an absolute pleasure to be here with these two guys because I have known them going back since probably about 2009 when I got my first start in this industry. And I was just, I was typing really fast in the chat there as you were talking because I find digital altitude to be almost like, I've called it the perfect storm of high-ticket direct sales. You know, it's like all the right people, the right processes, the right training, support, everything has come together at this place in time. And I haven't seen so many, you know, so many old faces that have all converged in the one company for all the right reasons. Super, super exciting time, guys.
You know,
Bravo.
yeah, amen to that, because I got to tell you, you know, when I got to connect with you again in Cancun when they had the leadership retreat, you know, it just reminded me of why I love you as an individual, number one. You know, and I'm just so glad that that you showed up there and that we got to connect again. And next time you go skiing again, you better invite me because it's like 110 degrees where I'm at. And I need some reprieve. So.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it was really interesting when I arrived in Mexico, and you know, for anyone that doesn't know what the travel time is from Australia to get to really anywhere on that side of the world, it's usually anywhere from about a 30-hour to a 45-hour trip with the connections if you get some poor layovers and the like. And I can remember you're walking down on the beach for the lunch and introducing myself to a few people that I hadn't met before, and they were like shocked. They're like, "What? You've come all the way from Australia to Mexico for a 4-day leadership retreat?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, absolutely. This is where the magic happens. You've got to get around the leaders of the industry. You've got to make an effort to get to the events because it's not just about." You know, it's not just about making money here. In fact, the prerequisite for making money here is making the industry connections. You know, that old saying that your network will determine your net worth? Well, that absolutely rings true in this industry. And one of the things that I've always done is made an effort, even this far away from Australia, at getting to all of the events. And some of my strongest relationships online and offline have come from meeting people at events. In fact, you know, my mentor in the business today, who I still fondly refer to, is Jeremy Miner, and I met Jeremy for the very first time at a 3-day industry event in Australia where the company that I was promoting for the very first time when I joined this industry had flown him all the way from the US to Australia to, you know, talk about the benefits of high-ticket direct sales and, you know, the behaviours that he had developed and the things that he was doing to be so consistent in making money out of this business system and industry, having transitioned from just, you know, a traditional background in bricks and mortar sales for a Fortune, I think, 500 company that he was working for at the time. And for me, that was a life-changing moment. I remember sitting 3 deep in the audience on the left-hand side and just absolutely mesmerized at the stories that he was telling, you know, and just the way in which he held himself and composed himself. There was no rah-rah. It wasn't hype. He was just telling people the opportunity that really existed, you know, on the internet today and with high-ticket direct sales. And like I said, just, you know, no fluff, no hype, just the facts. And that had such an impact on me. And I share this comment that he made to me because I had the opportunity to get with Jeremy at the bar afterwards, and he doesn't drink, so I had one for him. And I just said to him, you know, mate, you know, is there any advice that you can give me? You know, how do I move beyond where I am, you know, as somebody just getting started in the industry, but accustomed, you know, to earning $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month from my traditional, you know, business, which was construction and finance. How do I make this transition and be as successful as you? And he just said one thing that's haunted me ever since. He said, Drew, if you learn if you learn to become effective in marketing over the internet, so that's just the development of skills that will take a little bit of time, and improve the way that you can connect and communicate with people, then you will never ever worry about money ever again. And it was like he had pierced straight through into my subconscious and sort of imprinted something in there, and it became haunting in a good way. And I've always carried that with me as I've moved through the years since 2009, just always thinking about what Jeremy said. And I didn't really have, a total understanding at that point. It was a bit of a hope. I was praying that what he was saying was going to ring true, but it absolutely rings true. If you think about where we are today in the course of human history, never has there been a time where an everyday person can access enabled technology, surround themselves with, leaders like we've got here at Digital Altitude, and learn some fundamental basic skills that are all teachable, and apply that in a certain way to a business system like this and create extraordinary life-changing income. It's never really happened before. Because like Jason, you mentioned, back in the day, even just think about it, 2009 when I got started, you had to do everything yourself. You had to build websites, and you had to be good at following up people and convert your own sales, and you had to work on your own mindset. You actually had to be the master of all of these things that, in the most part, they're all taken care of here. There's a team of incredible people here that play an important role covering most of those bases now, so an everyday person can just get started and focus on one thing, and we'll do the rest.
Bravo. There it is. You know what, Drew? I didn't know we were going to have two guest speakers tonight. That was awesome, man. Thank you for giving your perspective on this, because you've seen quite a bit as well. For anyone who doesn't know Drew, we're going to have you out here on Black Belt to host a full conversation here within a couple of weeks. I think we're going to have Alex next week. We got to nail down the schedule. But thank you for your perspective on this, because there's a lot of people that they just don't know what guys like you and Jason and myself have seen. So your perspective is very, very valuable. Thanks again for being here, man. We're gonna go through. Jason, I found the queue. Can you believe it? I found it, and we're going to go to our next caller here, who is going to be. Let's see how this thing works. Forgive me, guys, for not knowing all of how this works. It looks like it's Ricky. Hey, Ricky. Ricky, you're live on the air. Can you hear us?
Ricky Andrade.
Hello, Ricky. We hear some noise. You there, Ricky?
Speak.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
It's good. It's good. You're live, sir.
That's great. That's great. It worked.
Yeah, we just got to figure out our tech over here. So what are your thoughts on this whole topic, Ricky?
Well, see here, I just became a coach with Digital Altitude, and I mean, I'm kind of new to the. Hello?
Go ahead, Ricky. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Lost
Yes.
you there for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So I just recently quit my job not too long ago, and I've been pursuing online marketing. And I mean, but when I first quit my job, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was looking into like real estate and looking into like flipping cars and things like that. But then I caught my eye on online marketing, and I don't know if you guys have heard of ClickBank. But I was looking into ClickBank and how to market ClickBank products from there. And then I had fell inside of Digital Altitude. So with Digital Altitude, it really helped me out with figuring out how to do marketing. And I fell in love with the products. And my first month made $3,000. which that's how much I was making at my previous job, and then my second month making 14,000. So now like this is really a life-changing opportunity, and now I'm a coach here helping other people. So it's like giving back to people after I've received my results. So it's pretty amazing. Just giving back my story here.
Yeah, pretty great, Ricky. And you know what? We're glad to have you on board. And with so many people coming in, my goodness, this thing is exploding. So you're going to do a lot of service for a lot of people, especially, people who, like Drew was talking about, people that aren't going to be able to wear the different hats, like the coaching hat, right? That's a different operation than what a lot of people are accustomed to, or have been trained in, or have an aptitude for. So it's a very valuable service. Again, we're glad you're here. Thank you for jumping out. And we're going to go to our next caller, who is, you see, Jason, we're getting this down now. We're getting this down. Here's Caroline right here. Hi, Caroline. You're live on the air.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay. So I'm done with all my steps and wanted to find out from you experts, maybe pieces of advice and, just anything that could just take me to the next level. I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm about to get into traffic, training and all that. But so what can you tell me to stay focused on as far as moving forward?
Jason, would you like to take that question?
Yeah, and I know you can handle that too. Here's the thing. Biggest thing that I would suggest anybody do is, number one, while you're here, is continue to work on you, constant, and and make that a process to where you're continuing to get better. I had discussions. My kids are just starting school, and I sit down with them before we start school, and the things that I tell them to do is to constantly, and to work on themselves all the time. The can-I principle, constant and never-ending improvement. So, Caroline, as you come here, the biggest thing that I find that causes most people not, quote-unquote, not to have success here, or with any business for that matter, or in life, period, is the 6 inches between their ears. So if you can start focusing on things that will help you create a mindset of belief in yourself, and opportunities that exist here, and then take that belief and then learn the skill sets necessary to go, find people that are like-minded individuals that want to, change their lives just like that you're here for, obviously. Then you will start to see that you'll start to have success. You'll start attracting people to you, and really it's not rocket science. You look at the people that have had success. They all have done the same thing. They've cultivated a belief in themselves. And so you're going to be going through your traffic training, which is good. You haven't gotten there yet. But once you do, approach it with the right mindset. If there's any one thing that you can do, is just focus on yourself. Work on yourself.
I kind of thought that because it's easy to go through all the steps. But if you don't, I think for me, it's if your why is not big enough, then it's very easy to fall apart and not have success. So I do get what you're saying as far as working on yourself, staying hungry, staying motivated. It's the same thing because I've been in sales for so long. I think it's the same concept. Always work on yourself and as far as goals and all those kind of things. So I really kind of get the picture. I think you got to want it so much in order to succeed, and then I think your why has to be bigger for you to stay in it, to actually get results, I think. So thanks so much.
No, it's so true. If your why is big enough, you can get through any how. And the how is all there. We have enough how. It's just you having enough, desire to be able to go through the learning process. And it might take a little time, but just never give up. And that's what we didn't do. We just never gave up. And if you listen to any of the leaders, again, it's all about coming here, making a decision, John talks about decisions all the time, you know, and that's to cut off from any other result, you know, cut yourself off from any other, you know, outcome. You've made a decision to be here. So follow through with that and continue on with the journey and continuing the learning process, the education that you're going to get here, and then you will start to implement those things and then take action. It's one thing to learn things, but it's another to start taking action. And then as you implement, you'll start to see things work, things don't work. And you continue to test and tweak and test and tweak and go through this process of learning. There's so much training that's going to become available to you. I can't even announce it yet because it's huge. So just wait. There's some huge announcements coming that you guys are going to be so excited about. So you're in the right place. Just know that. John, do you have anything that you for Caroline to add to that?
Well, I'll say that your answer reminds myself and everyone listening that it's the how-to sort of takes care of itself, right? The information's here. It's always been here. Who's operating with that information? So one of the things that I teach, Caroline, is that more important than what you do is who's doing it. Right? That's why different people with the same data can have different results. Right? So it's about the individual. And here with Digital Altitude, there's a major focus on empowering the individual. And then now what can you do from there, right? As a powerful individual, which is, by the way, the ingredient for powerful groups. You can't have a powerful group without powerful individuals. So it all comes down to you. Who are you and what are you doing? So this is, and I don't mean to get too like metaphysical or anything with you, although I've studied that kind of stuff for 25 years. But it really is about the individual. And so I think a lot of times online, and Jason, I'm going to keep this brief because we got a lot of people in queue, and I want to get to everybody if that's possible. But I think a lot of times with online marketing, people are often either being shown a quick fix, sort of, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to develop yourself, you don't need a stitch of salesmanship, nothing. You could be a derelict and still get rich because our magical system does everything. And, I don't know, I think it's about powerful individuals. Because when it really comes down to it, people buy from people. Somebody on the other side of that technology had to originate the communication. Just like my book. If you bought my book, here's like some technology that delivered a book, whether it's paper or Amazon Kindle or something. But some thinking person had to write that. So people buy from people, and I celebrate the powerful individuals. I celebrate the entrepreneurs, and that's what this whole movement is about. So sorry for the long answer, Caroline.
Thank you
we're
so
glad
much.
You're here.
Thank you guys so much.
My pleasure. You're in the right place. So let's go to the next caller, and we're going to see if Jason and I can lasso our mouths and keep it brief. And who do we have next? We have somebody from, let me see if I can go ahead and unmute this. Is it unmuted? Somebody from the 858 area code. Oh, I have to see, we're still learning this bridge. Somebody from the 858 area code. You are live on the air. Who is this? Oh, I'm not hearing them. They must be
Last
double.
4 digits, 4192.
There you go. So Jason and I are both looking at the queue now. It's working. All right, 858, one more chance. 858. Okay, we will go to.
You guys hear me?
Oh, there it is. Who's that?
Guys, Pat Scheffler.
Hey, it's Pat.
What's happening?
How are you? Yeah, I was in a restaurant, or I'm in a restaurant with my family, which is what I enjoy doing the most, and there was a little noisy, so I wanted to mute and get out of it before I spoke here, so that's why it took a second. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, so listen, I just really quick wanted to say that, the whole entire thing here for me, guys, the same with what Drew and you guys have both said, it's really about, Mike Ford really spent his entire life building up to this moment in time when he started this company, and for me, when he reached out to me early on, I thought, well, it's really about the people, like you just said, John. It's about the people inside of the company. It's the people that run the company. It's the people that join the company. It's about individual people, like you just said. And to me, it really, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's very rare, right? I mean, anyone can put a company together. Anyone can put products together. Anyone can, do this kind of stuff.
but really to have the quality that I'm looking for and you guys are looking for and people that have joined the company are looking for is really rare. And I'm just coming off the retreat like you guys, and I mean, it's unbelievable. I've been to 50 of these things in my life, and this is by far the best one I've ever been to. The people there were amazing. It's just sort of the quality. So I'd really suggest people that are on the call find the videos from the event, because you can find them. They're out there. If you haven't seen them already, look them up, find them, and really delve into the quality of this company, guys. And so I just wanted to jump on really quick and say that that's what I'm excited about, is just the quality and where we're going to go, because we're just literally beginning. And this is not going to be around for a short period of time, guys. This is going to be long-term business that we're all going to, enjoy and grow together with. So thanks for the time, and I just wanted to jump on and say that, guys.
Thank you, Pat. Glad to hear your voice. We're going to be hearing more from you here in the conference call staff. Pat is part of the staff, so good times. And let's see who we've got next. We have somebody from the 210 area code. Who's with us live on the call right now?
Hey, how's it going? This is Deshaun Bradley. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas.
Fantastic.
How are you guys doing?
Very good, very good.
All right. Well, I'm just getting started. So I just wanted to say, I really appreciate, you guys taking the time to pass forward your knowledge and to kind of, give back to those of us that are looking to really change our lives and go a different direction with our lives. It's a huge opportunity, and I just really want to take the time to say thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. All right, and we are glad you're here, Deshaun. And let's see who is next.
Thanks, Jashin.
And we have somebody from the 570 area code. Who is this?
I'm going to assume that is me, Ian Denny. Good evening, folks. How are we all doing tonight?
Very good. What was your name?
Ian Denny.
Ian Denny. Glad you're here.
Hey, as am I. So I guess my question really is kind of simple. I mean, I'm brand new. I've been with DA all of about 2 weeks. Rise, and I'm just trying to, because I'm new to online marketing, so just really trying to figure out. I mean, as a new guy who's not able to position himself on quite yet, trying to drive as much traffic as I can. What's the best way to go about doing that? I mean, in your experience.
Oh, there's lots of opportunities for driving traffic. Jason, do you have one magical way that's your favorite?
There's so many different ways. You really kind of have to figure out which one works best for you. We always kind of recommend that you kind of focus on a specific avenue. Obviously there's some turnkey traffic that you can tap into. One of the things that I've spent a lot of my time on is building relationships with people that had lists. And so I've been able to, drive some pretty significant volumes of traffic. And, it just really comes down to, in my sense, is relationships. So going out there, finding relationships with people that have a list, that you can do that through, solo ads. I know that there's other leaders and teams here that actually provide a lot of those resources to you as well. There's a lot of people that have success on Facebook, where they're just sending out little posts, and just living the life that they want and are, attracting people to them because they see that they're traveling the world and doing things that they want to do. As far as what you should do, I think that you should just start focusing on some specific traffic methods.
Okay.
I don't know which one is going to be one that suits you the best. You kind of got to just feel that out for yourself and just look at the different traffic methodologies that are out there. Reach out to your upline. There's someone in your upline that'd be willing to help you out.
In addition to that, Jason, we have traffic coaches. Right, so Ian, you're going to be privy to all of that if you're not already. But you're going to have a traffic coach that's happy to work with you. Plus, of course, the content in the Rise program and the other products which you'll experience live when you come to the events. There is so much knowledge here that's all been cultivated over decades, in fact. And as an earlier caller mentioned, Michael Force has taken great pains to put it all together here at your fingertips. Does it happen, instantaneously overnight? No, but that's the beauty of our system, is that we've got so many people who are here to help. So definitely stick close with your coach. And it's going to be a fun ride, my friend. We are just getting started. Do you realize that, Ian? We are just getting started.
I absolutely realize that, and I'm looking forward to the ride up. I have looked at a lot of things throughout the years, and digital altitude definitely seems to be legit so far as I can tell. I mean, it's definitely one of those things that again, it's so far as I can tell, that's really it's got a great foundation, it's got a great base. I think it's something that's going to be around for a long time to come, which is why I'm trying to align myself with this model now, and go ahead and have fun on the ride up. At the same time, I know if I am anything, I am a marketer, so that's what I need to learn how to do. So that's why I figured I'd get on the call and ask the question. So I'm reading, I'm listening, and I'm learning. So thank you guys very much for your time.
Ian, that's the best thing that you can do, is step out and ask questions and continue to learn from those people. And that's what I did. I always tried to hang out with the people at the top, because that's what made the biggest difference in my business. So continue to do that. There's going to be some stuff added to the Rise product that you guys are going to be blown away with too. So things are just getting started. So
absolutely. Yep, and thank you, Ian. We're going to go all the way to the snowy peaks of Montana right now, to a guy who I've known for about as long as I've known you, Jason. Almost as long as I've known you, I've known this guy. He's a fun guy. Ty Coughlin, where are you, buddy? Oh, he just muted his line.
No, that was me.
You see, we're on double console here. We're having dueling consoles. Go. Okay, where's this guy Ty?
Can we hear me yet?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, it sounds like you're over the hills and far away.
John, I've been trying to get on since you started the introduction. Can't figure out this new system we got going on here.
I know. We're using phones, Ty. You remember what telephones are, right? Actually, Jason and I are on like some computer console.
My name. I'm trying to get out here, and nobody's hearing me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You made it. You made it, Ty. So tell us, give us a profundity. Tell us something life-changing.
Oh, good God. What to say? I've been like giddy, like a school kid again. It's the first day of school, and I'm nervous, and I'm excited, and I remember the days when the black belt marketing call first got started, and here I am now as a coach. I'm a coach here with Digital Altitude, and I'm hearing people like Ian come out here and ask questions, and Carolyn asking questions, and they're on my team. And I remember how excited I was to be able to jump out on a call like this, and how nervous I got, and now I'm so proud of Ian and Carolyn and Jared and all these people that are coming out and asking questions to seek knowledge and become better at their new skill. And if there was anything that I could give to everybody that's on the line today, is all this is, it's like a big kid's game of follow the leader. And Carolyn was asking, what can I do? And Jason was telling her, work on yourself. Be the best that you can be. And it's hard to really grasp that, but all it is a big kid's game of follow the leader. It's the same system. We're all using the same system, and the system works. It works so good. And it's like flipping a light switch. It doesn't matter who flips the switch. The light comes on. It works. Everything here works. It's just a matter of learning how to do what we do. And like Ian, what's the best form of marketing? What do I do to get this traffic going? We're ready to go. And we're all just in this big hurry to just kick ass and go. We want to win. We want to make all this money. Yeah, and I'm looking at when I got started with you guys back in 2002, and it feels so long ago. I mean, so long ago. But you look at anybody else in the job arena who makes the amount of money that we make. You know, doctors and lawyers, and they're taking 10, 13 years of school to learn their skill, to learn their trade, to be able to get done and get a job making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year with $200,000, $300,000 in debt. And there's an opportunity now right here in our hands that you can, in your first year, make $500,000, $1 million in your first year. And we're so excited and eager to get in and get going and win. And if we don't make a sale in our first month, if we don't make $20,000 in our first month, I'm a failure. What am I doing wrong? It's really hard as a coach to be able to tell people to slow down, relax. You know, you're in a perfect place at a perfect time, and really how to help them just relax, settle down, and take the time to learn this skill. Just learn this skill. And what skill are we learning? We're learning how to be a leader. We're learning how to play the game, the big kids game of follow the leader, and to attract people, how to get their attention to at least look at it. And you know, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, some people it does. For me, I didn't. You know, it took me a little bit of time, but if I could just reach out and tell everybody that's out there, you know, coming on board and getting started here, there isn't anything better right now on the face of the planet, of the internet anyway, that you can make a fortune and change your life. But give yourself the time to develop these skills. And like Ian was saying, what's the best? You know, what do I focus on? Jason's trying to answer that, you know, you got to go with whatever kind of fits you. And it all works. Everything works. It's just a matter of getting good at doing income-producing activity rather than busy work. You know, don't get yourself all focused up on, I did really good today. I worked for 4 hours watching videos and all this stuff, but we don't do busy. We don't do income-producing activity focused on actually producing money. So if there was anything that you could do to be the leader, like Jason was saying, you know, just work on yourself. You're at a perfect spot at a perfect time, and just hearing you, John, here, John was my first coach coming into this industry back in 2002. This is a guy making $150,000 a month, and I'm brand new in the industry, never made a penny in this industry before, and here's this guy. And he took me under his wing, and he showed me the ropes. And now I'm living the life of my dream. So I'm living proof that this whole system works. And for that, I'll be forever grateful for you, John, and Jason. Again, one of my best friends. We all came into this at the same time. And you know, this is a good place to be at a perfect time, and I could go on, but John, thanks for being here, man. It's good to hear you.
Well, hey, Jason and Ty, I'm like going to get teary-eyed over here because, you know, this is the intangible stuff, right? I mean, get this, everybody. Part of our pay for the work that we do is this sort of cooperative camaraderie, the community, that's actually part of your pay. And I think a lot of people don't get that. And Ty is talking about, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, or, you know, we could say it in any way that we'd like to say it, but you know what, comparatively speaking, relative to what other people have to do to go learn how to make a six-figure, multiple six, or seven-figure income, this is like overnight. This is the microwave right here, right? I mean, my goodness, you're going to go be a brain surgeon, right? They make some pretty good money, I would imagine. That's years and years of school, right? You're going to be, let's see, what else? A rock star, right? Well, good luck making it in that business. You want a tough business, right? You hear about these overnight success people who took 10 years to be an overnight success. You know, this is the easier, softer route. It really is. Look, I'm not qualified to do a whole lot of things in life. I'm ignorant in most areas. I'm really, really good at a couple of things, you know. And when you get really, really good at a couple of things, like sales and marketing, which, by the way, my friends, is the highest paid profession in the world, guess what? You do whatever you want, right? You name your price. Ty, I'm touched by your sharing here tonight. Thank you, sir. And yeah, you know what? Somehow, Jason, we're going to get through another 12. You know, the black belt call always had a tendency to go long. And you know what?
It went long, and we went till everybody was heard.
That's it. That's it, man. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. Let's keep on rolling. Thanks again, Ty. We're going to our next caller, which is going to be this guy right here. Let's go ahead and hear from this guy, Alex. Where's Alex?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Alex.
Oh, awesome.
Alex has been attempting to get out here on the call. He was in the chat, Jason. He's like, I'm not, my line isn't being unmuted. What?
Hey, I'm cursing at us, and we couldn't even hear him.
Isn't that beautiful? It's the beauty of technology. You know, Alex, back in the old days, you know, when we were talking about, you know, the early 2000s, where you would unmute everybody, and it would just be this massive roar, and you would have to rely on people to, you know, be conscious enough to hit the mute button and all this. And now it's like we're in command over here. We're in command central.
I hear you, John, man. Like, sometimes I feel the same way. Like, I want to be kind of control freak. But at the same time, like, you guys know there's a movie, Dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm like, what I'm trying to say is, what I want, like, everyone on this call is really get out of this call is that, I mean, I've been online not as long as you guys. I've been online since 2008. And in my experience, in my entrepreneurial journey so far, I have never seen a system that duplicates so fast, especially for a brand new guy or brand new lady, if you will, for a newbie. Because I'm just watching, you know, the Facebook groups and all day long, and I see notifications, you know, of people making sales thanks to the coaches, right? People that otherwise would never make that sale so quick, right, without having credibility online, without having experience online. What I want you guys to get, like especially brand new people, follow the coaches, right? Don't jump the gun. It's just like being I'm an engineer, like I have an engineering background, so I like when everything is step by step, right? This is the system that I wish I had when I started online, right? I would not like spin my wheels for years and years trying to learn, trying to come up with the funnel systems, learning ad copy, learning, you know, graphic design, hiring all, you know, programmers to put it together, all that stuff that some of the people end up doing, you know, some of the people that have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to put something that works like this, right? And not having connections to the right people, right? Not having access to the coaches, like the best coaches in the industry, right? I met all of you guys in Cancun, Mexico. And this is another, it's like icing on the cake, right? Once you achieve that, right? Once you really quit your job with this, right? Once you really start becoming a leader and growing other leaders, right? You get treated like royalty. Like in my experience, I never been treated like that. Like we had leadership retreat in Cancun, Mexico, right? It's really like a 5-star resort. I think it's rated 4-star, but in my opinion, it's a 5-star resort because we saw some celebrities there, right? Normal people, like celebrities, don't go to like average hotels.
Yeah, I think Nikki Sixx with Motley Crue. I saw there.
Right?
Yeah.
So like being in this company, I think it's a privilege. It's an honor because I never seen brand new people succeed so fast. And like a lot of people kind of like
don't get that, and I really want to drill that down, that you guys in a special place really are, right? We just started, like we barely launched, right? And the amount of success stories just blows my mind. It blows my wife's mind as well, and so many of my other business partners' minds, because we're about to scale up like crazy. Hopefully you guys are ready for that, and we're looking forward to hang out in Las Vegas and the first, digital altitude event, and having tons and tons of people there and having tons of fun. This is what it's all about. It's having a business and a life at the same time, and having a lot of fun with it, right? So that's all I want to say at this point, because I guess I'm a guest speaker on the next call. So I'll share some strategies. I'll share some stuff that works for us personally and our team. And with that, thanks for having me on the line, John, and looking forward to the next call.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to working closely with you, Alex. This is a great community, and I know we've said it a few times, but every person who's speaking just reinforces that we are in the right place. So thanks again, my friend. And Jason, yeah, absolutely. Jason, you or me? Who's gonna master the rest of this Q&A list here? You or me? You tell me.
All right, I'm gonna pick the next one.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, area code 508, last four digits 9944. What say you?
Hey, this is Sean Boynton. Can you hear me?
Hey, Sean, how's it going? What was the last name?
It's Boynton.
Boynton?
Yes.
Okay. How's it going, buddy?
It's going really, really well. I've been in this about a month and a half now. I've actually been online probably for about 3 years now, and I've been in a couple other programs in the past, but really nothing as unique as this one, because I mean you're able to, everyone's able to win. You've got a really great entry point as well as the high ticket, which is phenomenal. I mean, and it's really going like gangbusters across the entire team, and fortunate to have a really great sponsor like Alex Z. So just putting a little props out, but no, but overall we have a great team. And what's really important to understand, and these are just kind of some points I'm noticing, is the coaching is like no other. Nowhere I've seen where you include coaching to help someone, hold their hand, get them off to a great start, and give them the hope that they need to kind of see that success before they even achieve it. So I'm just really excited to be part of it.
That's awesome. Sean, thanks for coming out here, and I think that's what drives all of us. And you're living proof that. We heard talk about earlier about people, needing to go through and let time kind of be the determining factor for their success. And I've seen a lot of people that, they build their emotional bank account, so to speak, in other companies, and then they come here and then they have their breakthrough success. How many different companies did I have to go through before I found the one where I'd have my breakthrough success? So you're in the right place, man. Alex, great job of recruiting. Sean, thanks for being here. And we are going to continue on because we got 10 more in the queue.
That's right. Thank you, Sean. Good to meet you, my friend. Who's next?
Here. Thank you.
All right. We got area code 707, last four digits 5276.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
We can. Who's this?
Oh, my name is Reggie Carter. So I am 25. I've been in the business for about a month and a half. I am actually a homeless veteran. I've actually joined the system while I was, living out of my car, and I'm very, very, very excited for the change of my life. So, I can say I was a little bummed, when all these guys talking about they're making $3,000 a month, their first month, and I was stuck my first month doing training. But patience is a virtue, and I can say I can see the future. I can kind of see my life taking a turn, and I'm very excited for it. And I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate all of the knowledge you guys are giving us. I appreciate you, Coach Ty, for everything, for always being there for me. And I just want to come on here and just say thank you, man. This is great.
Bravo. You know, Reggie, in my experience, the most powerful wealth creation emotion is gratitude. And, you know, I think we're going to talk about that a bit more in some of these calls. But gratitude reveals that you already have something, right? That you're grateful for something you already have. And having is different than lacking, right? So just being in that state of gratitude, you are way ahead in your quest, you know. So now just watch it continue to manifest and just do the work. The work is actually the receiving part, right? Because your abundance is headed towards you as you speak. So thank you for sharing your gratitude here tonight. I'm grateful as well.
Yes, sir.
And, all right, good to meet you, sir. And Jason, who's next? Who's our next contestant?
On
marketing.
The Black Belt Marketing.
Cash and fabulous prizes.
All right. Well, again, we have another Project Apex guy, Chris Brindamore. I probably butchered your name, Brindamore.
You got it? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
Hey, guys. Thanks
Hey,
for
Chris.
having me on.
All right.
You're just talking about gratitude, so I want to thank both of you for putting this show on, and I'm sure this is going to be huge going forward. I know today's the maiden voyage, but I'm sure this is going to be huge. I'm really looking forward to this every week. And also, big thanks going out to Michael Force and Mary D for this tremendous program they put together. I feel like I got the keys to a Ferrari and haven't quite learned how to get it up to top speed yet, but I'm getting a little better every day. I've never seen, I've been online for about 3-4 years now and never really seen this level of success and the duplication that's been going on. And the team I'm on, I'm actually part of Alex's team also. The amount of sharing and knowledge that's shared is just enabling the whole team to rise. And it's been fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to, can't imagine where we're going to be a year from now. So thank you to everybody for this program and all the sharing that's going on amongst everybody. And it's just really fun to see all of our friends rise. It's been awesome.
That's
I love
great.
the use of that word rise.
There it is.
The rise, yeah.
How fortuitous and coincidental that he would use such a word. That's great. Good to meet you, Chris. Glad
Thanks.
you're here.
Look
All
forward
right.
to meeting you guys soon.
Yep,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
We will.
Thank you.
And stay tuned. Stay tuned, everybody, for an official announcement. I think it's going to be late this week. I can't say anything right now, but something really cool is coming this autumn. And so just stay tuned for that. You'll see. Jason, who's our next contestant?
All right. Let's move on here. We got area code 913, last four, 8985.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Gina.
What's the name?
Gina,
Hey, Gina, where are you calling from?
Kansas.
Kansas.
Kansas City.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm a newbie too. I just got to the RISE program and I'm part of Alex's team and he's awesome. I've already figured that out. But, you guys are talking about timing. Timing is everything in life, and everything happens at the right time for the right reason, whether we know it or not. And I just kind of fell into this looking at ways to do some extra stuff from home because I have a disabled husband and I'm working, and disability, that's nothing. So I just feel like I fell into the right spot at the right time. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I just got done with step 18 like 2 days ago. I haven't even made a sale yet, but I'll get there.
Because you haven't even started yet. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I can already tell from the feeling of this company, because because I've tried some online stuff, and it wasn't, I threw my money in the trash pretty much because they just, you know, made promises that were horrible. But I know, I believe in this one. I believe in this opportunity, and I know it's going to take me a long way, and I want to say thank you.
Absolutely, Gina. Thanks for being here, and thanks for, you know, showing your leadership skills by just coming out here and being vulnerable, you know, and congratulations for going through the steps. You got to understand, folks, there's a lot of people that don't go through them, you know, and when you see yourself all the way through to the end, and then you get, you know, your links to go ahead and you know, market your business and do all the stuff that you're going to be learning with your traffic coaches and all the tools that you're going to be able to tap into, you'll see your businesses soar. So congratulations, Gina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank
Who's
you.
next?
All right. We got Kent Cosmore. You there, Kent?
Kent, you're live. Where's Kent? Kent must be double muted. One more try. Kent, are you with us, sir? I hear him. Do I hear him?
Oh, I see something moving.
I see. I saw him wiggle his finger or something. Kent, you there?
Just speak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Commence speaking.
Thank you. Palm Coast, Florida. Great to be part of this call. I have completed my steps. I am a peak climber and buying lots of solo ads. I guess a simple question would be asked, when it comes to marketing and generating traffic, do you subscribe to the put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket carefully theory, or do you like to diverse and have multiple streams of traffic?
I guess when I talk about, if you have turnkey traffic sources, that's one thing. When it comes to learning a traffic skill, if you try to do too many things at once, I found that you get scattered and none of it really takes hold or shape. So if you're going to focus on learning a traffic skill where it requires more of your efforts than it does just putting money at something, then yes, I do suggest that you focus specifically on a traffic technique.
Sure, that makes good sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, right now I put a lot of eggs into solo ads.
Okay.
Thinking, you know, listening to a lot of people, a lot of my coaches, some of the other people in my organization. I'm under Alex. You know, that's a quick way to get a jump start. You know, you can build organic traffic later, but you know, if you want to jump start and you got some resources, you know, find some good solo ads, but track them and monitor them very carefully.
Absolutely. And that's key. You know, there's a lot of things that go into making sure that the traffic is good. You know, you need to, you know, have some kind of a tag to the traffic source that it's coming in from, just so that you know whether or not you're getting conversions from it.
Yep.
When you look at those conversions, you know, it's like, okay, well, is this traffic source getting me any results on the back end? If they're not, then, you know, maybe you didn't have enough leads from that traffic source. That could be the issue. Or their traffic isn't working for this particular type of offer. So, you know, again, there's a lot that goes into it. Alex is probably one of the best at this type of stuff, so you're in capable hands. But, you know, as a general rule, definitely making sure that you're tracking everything, you know, watching, you know, what sources are actually producing for you, and then continue to expand in those particular areas that do work, and slowly cut off those that aren't working for you, and then, you know, you have a good balance. And it is a balancing act, because I've been, you know, running traffic, large amounts of traffic for a long time, and it's there's a lot that you have to pay attention to, you know, and so just make sure you use the tools in the back just to make sure that you're getting the results that you're looking for, and then start tapping into some different sources too. Doesn't mean that you have to stick with one. You know, if you know, obviously Alex, I'm sure is multifaceted in many different areas, but you know, start trying some new sources as well. a lot of the people that come here and they don't have a budget, some people have a make it happen budget. Other people don't have a budget, so they have to learn skill sets, free marketing, different things that can help them to drive traffic. So I always encourage people to learn that skill set as well. Because like John said before, the more you can learn marketing and salesmanship, the more success that you can have in any other thing that you absolutely touch. One of the things that we love about what we're doing here with DA is that this might not be the end-all be-all for you guys that are listening on the call. It might be, the end-all be-all. It might be where you want to stay for a long time. Some people use this as a kind of a stepping stone to a new career and a new career path and direction in their life. So again, come here with the right intentions, allow the community to be a part of your life and learn from those that have gone before, and you will have success, my friend.
Thank you very much. That makes good sense. And I do appreciate the community that's started and continues to evolve. I look forward to contributing.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ken, for showing up.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Good to meet you, buddy. Glad you're here.
Same here.
All right, we're getting close, John. I got to shut up. I'm talking too much. So
Well, it's your call. How you behave on black belt marketing determines whether or not you'll ever be invited again.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if John wants to exit early.
Who's
Okay.
this guy? I see somebody named Mark here.
Yeah, Mark.
Hey guys, hey Jason, hey John, it's Mark here.
Hey, bud.
You guys
How you
happy?
doing?
Good, good. So another Project Apex in the house. Shout out to Alex. He's the man. He's tearing it up. But I want to raise the energy level in here. I got to tell you, I got involved in this about a month and a half ago, and I am just so pumped and so excited. Seeing results right away, and it's just incredible. It's an incredible system. I just wanted to sound off on what you guys were talking about earlier. I'm an oral surgeon. I went to school for 24 years and 12 years post high school, so I can absolutely tell you, the kind of time commitment it takes to do something like that, and the investment. I've been talking to both people in our group and people in my own personal team about investment, and just in a nutshell, it cost me over $200,000 to get my education, and another almost $600,000 for my practice. So this doesn't seem so bad when you put it in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting thing, like I was saying before, Mark, where people they'll go online and they'll see like these dazzling testimonials of overnight success or whatever, and there's a good amount of entitlement that sometimes people assume that can go with that. And the old saying, every night over success isn't necessarily so. Look at the price you paid. Right, there you go, $200,000, 12 years of education after high school, and I would venture that unless you're like the most famous oral surgeon or something in the world, maybe you could probably make more money as a marketer. And I don't know because I've never been in your business, but I've been in this one, and I've not met a doctor who makes the kind of money we do. So
right. No, that's absolutely true. And you know what? I mean, for all those folks that are, out there doing a job, I'll tell you, I own my own practice. I have 7 employees. I get all the headaches of, managing a staff. And, I'm a slave to my practice, no different than anyone else doing a job. I have to put in 8, 10, 12 hours a day. I actually, after work today, I met with a practice consultant and my managers, and we went out and had a business meeting. And, I got home at, 8 o'clock at night. So it's, I looked at this and I said, wait a minute. You telling me I can dink around on the computer, drive some traffic, a couple hours a day versus slaving away 8, 10, 12 hours of my own business, dealing with all the headaches of running a business and, interpersonal stuff and, government, interference and everything else. And, it's so simple. It's so simple. It's not easy. It's simple. It's a simple concept. It just drives traffic. That's really all you got to do. But you just have to put in the consistent effort on a daily basis. And just what you were saying, it's all about developing your mind and developing yourself and having the belief. I mean, the belief is huge. I consider myself pretty lucky that I've been successful in other areas of my life, and I came here and I know that I'm $1 million earner, just haven't made the million yet. In my mind, I'm already there, and now it's just a matter of putting it out there and making it happen. So that's what everybody has to have. It's all about belief. It's all about having that big dream and growing your mind.
Absolutely. Great perspective. Thank you, Mark. We'll look forward to hearing more from you on these calls as well.
Awesome. Thanks.
And Jason, we've got 4 more.
All right.
Do
Okay. 858-4192. 858-4192.
Okay.
Going once.
Speak up. Speak up. 858 area code. You're live on the air. Last chance.
Someone from San Diego.
San Diego, that is. San Diego. You ever see that movie Anchorman?
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right, last chance for San Diego. Going once, going twice. Jason, who's next?
Okay. This one looks like it's from 770-5376. Last 4 digits. 5376. You out there?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
We can.
What's going on, man? It's Bill Thompson. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Bill.
How are you guys? Pleasure being on the call, man.
Absolutely.
So a little about my mission, man. Is I'm fairly new in the industry. I've been trying to get involved into online money making for a few years now, and just have failed every time, just because there has never been any type of guidance, any type of coaching such as this, and I just, being a newbie and, having no idea whatsoever to how to run traffic or how to generate leads or whatever the case may be, it was just kind of, I made a little bit of money, but nothing to talk about. I probably lost way more than I made, so anyways, long story short, last year I came across a company that kind of opened my eyes a little bit and allowed me to say, hey, I love this type of industry. Let me start trying to build my own platform. So as I got into building our own organization, it's called Soul Travelers, and it's got it's an affiliate networking company and so on and so forth. I put about 10-15 grand into it, and I quickly realized, wow, this is going to take a lot more money to be able to really get this thing off the ground and scale it the way I want to. So as I'm watching the success of Digital Altitude, and people that I know personally, and just also people that I've kind of followed through just the online money making journey, I saw a lot of people having a lot of good success with it. So it was exciting. It was really exciting. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction and manifestation, so I believe in allowing things to manifest into your life as long as you're taking the proper steps to get there. So, in a nutshell, I quickly realized that Digital Altitude was an amazing vehicle to success, and it was also going to allow me to be able to propel our own organization that we're building at this current moment as well. So I'm about 2 weeks into marketing now. I finished all my steps. I'm a RISE member. About 2 weeks into marketing, and I have very little budget on marketing, so I'm just kind of utilizing social media. And so I just, put a little bit of money into my social media ads. I've got about 10 sign-ups, and 3 people have gone up to RISE so far. So I'm happy about that. I'm very in tune with all my members that join the team. I like to shoot them a text or shoot them an email just to welcome them in, let them know that I'm here for them if they need anything. And I will also walk them through every step that I take to, make myself successful within this company, on top of, all the, perks and everything that Digital Altitude teaches as well. So really excited about things. We've generated about, a little over $1,000 in almost, not even 2 weeks. And
my goal for the first month was $3,000. So I'm on track to reach that. That's exciting. I've never really had too much success with any type of online business, so this is really, really amazing. I'm happy to be a part of this, and just really looking forward to what the future is going to bring.
That's great, Bill. One of the beauties of our program is this whole coaching platform, which has been mentioned several times. That combined with all the body of work that Michael Force has put together through the products and the upcoming events, et cetera, you've got something where you can truly just wear one hat, really, right? It's kind of like, people in a lot of businesses, they've got to be everything. They got to be a coach, they got to be a marketer, they got to wear 10 different hats and man every post. This is so simple. So I think that's probably the primary reason why you're seeing the contrast between things you've done before and what you're experiencing already here now. So bravo, man. We're glad you're here.
Thanks, brother. Glad to be here.
All right. And Jason, we've got two more callers joining us live here tonight. Jason, who's next?
All right, we got 501, last four digits 4240.
Coach Bo.
Oh my goodness, I know this guy. Another blast from the past. Bo! What's up, Coach Bo? I know Bo.
What is up?
What's happening?
I got to tell you both that John Lavinia, you changed my life for the better when I was 24 years old. Those were the best. Those were the best times of my life. Listening to you on the Black Belt Marketing Call, and that was 13 years ago. It's amazing to hear you back out here, man.
Thank you, man. It's amazing to be back out here. This is like a family reunion going on. This is beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. And Jason, you and I have been through a lot, and I'm just so thankful for you as well, my friend. You have changed my life. I can honestly say that you two right here are two people in my life that have changed it for the better. And I don't know what to say. It's like it's awesome to be listening to you guys and to be on the Black Belt Marketing Call. Is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah. That's it. It's back.
Awesome.
You know what? I feel like if only we could give people like like a mind meld, like a Vulcan sort of thing, where they could experience, what this call was those years ago, but and experience it right now. Of course, they will be experiencing it moving forward. But for anybody who's listening to guys like Bo and Ty and others who were around, back in the Stone Age, this is a really special thing we got here. This does not happen by accident, so we are all in the right place.
It's like when I played baseball, the best feeling I ever had was hitting a home run.
Yeah.
And, I hadn't felt this feeling since then. It's like digital altitude is everything we've learned not to do in the industry, and everything we learned to do right in the industry is here. It's like the evolution of high-end direct sales is here today, right now, and it's perfect. And, I've had a lot of experience in this industry, and I love it. It's like, that's my path. I love this industry. I love, lighting a fire under people and seeing them succeed and seeing that initial, excitement of, I can change my life in these events and the pinnacle moments of their life. I love it, and that's my passion. But it's like, it's that feeling. Everything has come together again. And I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels good. It just feels good again. I love it.
You know what? I've was just reminiscing over, the feelings that I had when I first got started, and and the people that were involved there, and like you said, there's just something special about what we're doing here and what we have our hands on, and the culmination of talent. Bo, I mean, you're a huge leader, obviously, and one of the top coaches, in our space in digital altitude, and I just, to be with friends and to find and meet more people and help more people. I mean, that's literally what we're doing this for. And you're right. You know, John was a big part of my evolution and my mindset, you know, and that's why, you know, I felt it was critical that we have him back in his seat, doing what he does best, you know.
Running my mouth.
I mean, John, you may realize it, but you awoke so many people. You know, it was just the right moment and everything. And now here it is. It's like here it is again. And my question, you know, I don't want to come out and you know say. I just want to ask a question because I love listening to you. How do we make this last again? That's my question.
That's a great question, Bo. And you and I both saw, you know, something that did have good staying power, and then it had, I'll just give you a very brief thing because a lot of people have no context for what I'm about to say. But I witnessed what I would call some ethical disparities at the helm, and that was the beginning of the end. And so I think we play our cards right. We make sure our integrity is in. We make sure our ethics are in, and we can run and run and run. You know, something that's delivering value in the marketplace, if run with ethics and integrity, has no reason to stop. Right. So I think that's the magic right there. I think we got the right people. In fact, I'm so confident that we are that we do that I'm here. Right. I mean, look, man, none of us are getting younger. You know, how many more mistakes do we want to make? How many more reset buttons and restarts? My goodness, can we just get it right? And I think we have. That's why I'm here. So great question. I think you understand the answer I just gave. I think maybe some of our new members that, you know, they don't have context, they're thinking, hey man, I just want to learn how to make 10 grand a month, right? So yeah, that's cool. We got that here too, but we want that to keep going and have the longevity, like Bo was talking about, where 10,000 a month is something that you remember back in the old days when you were a newbie, because now you're making 10, 20 times that. That's the culture that we're creating. So thank you, Bo.
Yeah, glad you're here. Really
My
glad.
pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me out.
Thank you. We're going to have you on this call in a couple weeks. You're going to be the guest speaker, and you can talk for as long as you want. We do have one more. I see somebody else entered the queue, but we're gonna wrap it up with one more who's been waiting forever. One more. Jason, who's next?
Well, it's a name that sounds just like mine.
Yeah.
Me and you are both unmuting the guy.
No, I didn't touch it. I think he was
really?
unmuting himself. He was like, he's had his finger on the mute button. He was impatient, waiting for you to click it for him.
Jason, come on out here, man. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh, he might be double muted.
You're live.
Jason? Jason? Come on, buddy. Come on, Jason.
I know you've had a chat with this guy too, John.
Yeah, Jason's going to be part of our call staff here. He's going to be hosting some calls. Come on, Jason, find your mute button on your device. You are unmuted right now on the bridge. You know, pick your microphone, figure out what you got to do, and I can see it. Jason says, I can see it. That's good. Click it. Do something. Jason's texting. More talking, less texting. All right, Jason. He's waited all this time, and now he's about to be ejected with no love. No love. Where's the love, Jason? Come on. Oh, man. This is a tragedy.
Well,
all right, I'll tell you what.
Brins comes in, and we got to have Brins out there.
Let's do this. We're gonna mute up Jason for now, and let's go to Brins.
To figure things out.
Yeah, there you go. Since he's on call staff, you know, he's gotta get this stuff worked out. So technical difficulties. Go ahead and bring out our. We got one extra. Here's a bonus caller, Brins. Bonus caller. You got him? You got him, Jason? You gonna take care of it?
Yes.
Oh, you just dropped Jason Majou. You just dropped them. You did. Yeah. Oh, it's all right. Jason, add yourself to the queue again. *6, add yourself to the queue. Okay. Alex is saying use telephono. Where's Brent?
Friends, did
Is
you?
it us? Is it us? Do we smell or
Nope.
something?
I see.
There he is. You're on the live.
Hello?
You're on live, Brent. There you are. Hello, sir.
Oh, hello. Thank you for accepting me this
Yeah,
powerful
you came in
call.
right under the wire. If it wasn't for Jason having a tech issue, we would have been ending the call right now. But you are obviously meant to speak. The law of attraction has caused this to occur. So, friends, you're live.
Yeah. Basically, my English is not good enough, and I hope that you will understand what I'm trying to say. And this is I wanted to tell that I'm very glad that since that all I want is to reach my lifestyle goal also, and I know that I'm in good opportunity, but sometimes sometimes I felt I am a little nervous just now.
Okay,
But
take the time.
I just wanted to say that sometimes I
Go ahead, Brent. We're with you. Go ahead.
yeah most especially I'm struggling most of this, but and I didn't say that I'm going to quit because this is all I wanted, this kind of opportunity that will change my life also, to help my family, and especially to my mom, even though I'm only 22 years old and not good at English, but still keep on tracking, still keep on doing every what my coach is telling me, and I always reviewing the 18 steps and following those instructions. Also, I'm also asking some of the succeeding people in this business on what is their strategy on how they become succeeding here, and I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things, but I don't know how to start it. I don't know how to start it, and I'm in DA for almost a month, and I have only a little budget in my first traffic, but I'm still trying to reach my goal in here. So
Well, you're in the right place, Brent. Stick close with your coaches, and definitely go through the RISE program and everything you can get your hands on. And as Alex just mentioned in the chat, his English is not the best either. So there's a big world out there. There's 7 billion people on the planet. A lot of them are looking for ways to make money online, and if you could show them that, you could be a Martian. That's fine. As long as you could show me how to get results, I'm signing up. So you're in the right place. Just stick with the training. And wow, Jason, do you hear this? Brent is getting this in his early 20s. What a blessing.
Well, it sounds like Bo.
Yeah.
When he first got it. So again, it just goes to show that making decisions early on like this in your life. I know my daughter, for instance, she just went to school for 4 years and is now in a career that she's not happy with. How often does that happen? So learn the skill sets here, learn the techniques, learn marketing, sales. I mean, if this is a passion for you. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, I was just experimenting with buttons. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Jason. Oh, my goodness.
Sorry, Brent. Hey, but just know you're in the right place. We have a lot of people that will help and support you. Get to the events. Make sure that you connect with people live in person like we're doing live here on the calls. It was such a pleasure to, hear people on the calls and then all of a sudden get to see someone that you didn't think looked like what they sounded like on the phone. I've had people tell me, oh, I thought you were taller than you are. You're like this short dude. So it's a lot of fun. And, John, this is just the beginning of our fun. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for, taking the initiative and really rounding this conference call, live conference call system up. Kudos to you, hats off to you, and look forward to many, many, many years.
Me too. Before we end, though, Jason, it sounds like you were putting a bow on it.
I'm not.
We're going to get
put the bow on it. I don't.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes left until we've gone for 2 hours on the first Black Belt marketing call, right? So we got to get Jason with you out here. Let's see what we can do about that. I've got somebody. Looks like Jason. Is that you? Are you live on the call right now? Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it into a standard muting mode. So stand by. Okay, Jason, was you and only you. Please hit *6 on your phone to unmute your line. Jason, *6. Jason, was you. Jason Howell, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so something's working, but...
We got 4 minutes.
Jason, was you? *6 to unmute your line.
Is digits. Can we just force an unmute?
Hello?
Oh, is that him?
This is Jason.
Oh, see that? Ye of little faith. See, I knew he was coming. So, Jason, wrap us up here, buddy.
Awesome. Hey, this is Jason Moshaway here.
Moshaway, oh gosh.
Yes, it's all good.
John, you butchered it.
I'm just meeting all these people. It's like, hey, it's like, and the other guy, Pierre. I was like, hey, Pierre, how do I say your last name? So, Moshaway, yes. I knew that.
One of the cool things that for anybody on this call who is new to internet marketing, we have a thing that's called pattern interrupt. My last name is a pattern interrupt because nobody can ever say it correctly, so you get that change up in the call here, and here's something different here, a last name that can never be pronounced correctly. It's all good because I'm looking forward to talking with you guys more later this week. But I just wanted to chime in real quick here since you said we got like 5 minutes left and just kind of share some different angles here that has not been shared possibly since everybody else really chimed on some really good other points about the coolness of the products and the system and what it's done for them, whether they're a newbie or what they've done if they've been in the industry for a long time. And I've come from a background where I've made 6 figures in the industry. I've done stuff offline in MLM. I've done stuff online, and I've had great mentors along the way. I'm a part of Alex's team in Project Apex. So I know good leaders when I see them, and I know people who have good hearts when I see them, and I see a lot of that here. And it is like a big reunion here because there's a lot of different people from different industries here, and that says a lot when you have different people that see the value all the way from a newbie to highly experienced people. And so those of you who are new and you're thinking about stuff and you're not sure about different things, just keep sticking with the people that have the heart-based entrepreneur mindset out here and just continue to follow with the system that Michael Force has put in place here. And another reason why I'm going to go into something else real quick is that I come from a different background where actually I used to, before I got involved and got time free and financial free with this industry, I actually used to work for Apple Inc. in Cupertino, and I used to do some stuff for them there, as well as I used to live in Japan, and I worked and lived in Japan, and I had learned like a totally different way of mindset of thinking, and it just totally changed my whole perspective about the we society versus the me society, and just being polite and humble and being just grateful, and then serving people and have that focus of leadership and value. And that's something that you don't see everywhere because there's a lot of hype out there,
but then there's something where when something stands out and you see the leadership and value that we have here, you're going to see something that's a different level that is really going to be long-term. And I agree with what John Lavinia said earlier about the importance of ethics and long-term strategies that we plan to be around for a long time. We want this to be a legacy for not just ourselves, but for our future children and their children. And we want to continue to evolve and grow. And that's what I've liked about Apple, by the way, and just kind of what I've seen with them is despite the challenges that they had, they saw what was being done in the industry, and they saw what needed to be done different, and they thought different. And that's what I like about this company, too, and the leaders behind it and ourselves that want to get behind it, is we think different. And if we do that, and we continue to do that, things will change and operate out of a mindset of certainty. And so that's really important, is that whether you're new or whether you've been in the game for a long time, if you do this out of certainty and you really go into it with the right mindset of, hey, you know what, I might have had a success of just driving lots of traffic and making lots of money, but maybe you're not feeling as much challenged anymore. Maybe you've already made $1 million and you want to do more things that are more focused on leadership and value. You can do that here. You can grow into those roles here if you already know how to drive millions of dollars worth of traffic. Or if you're a newbie, you can also learn the right principles that are going to help you set up your right foundation for yourself and your future legacy and your children. That's also going to help you get to the right place. And that's what I really love about this platform that we have here, through being able to share our voices and contribute here on these calls, as well as through the products and also what we can offer from our hearts. And so I appreciate the opportunity to just share some of the things from my heart here, and I appreciate everybody else's points. And I'm looking forward to connecting with more people and sharing more of some of my interesting stories of Japan and many other things that I'll share along the way. So thank you.
Absolutely. Jason, you know what? I heard a bunch of gold nuggets in there, and I'm so excited to hear you host one of these calls, because I know you've got a lot of experience and a lot of insights that you could share. I got a lot just out of hearing your 4 minutes right there. So thank you. And then Jason Howell, let's go ahead and wrap this baby up. The first ever Black Belt marketing call here in Digital Altitude is now complete. Jason, any bow you want to put on this?
I already did my bow, and Jason had a great bow. It's now your bow. You need to
the final bow. Yeah,
the bow.
Yeah, not Coach bow, but the bow on the package. The final bow, ladies and gentlemen, is this: we are here. We're here to stay, and we're here to make a lot of noise in the industry. If you have any doubt that you're in the right place, disabuse yourself of that, because you are here right now for a reason. And I can tell you that the staff, some of which were mentioned here tonight, of course, all the way up to Michael Force and Mary D, the Director of Operations, and all the people behind the scenes that you may not have even met yet. We've got big, big plans. Jason Howell, thank you for inviting me to be here. Big shout out to Jeremy Miner as well, who's also instrumental in making that happen. And look, I'm looking forward to serving all of you listening right now, whether you're live with us on Monday night or you're hearing the recording or the podcast. I'm looking forward to serving all of you for years to come. Let's make it a great day. I will see everyone on the wake-up call at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, which may be today, in fact, depending on what time zone you're in. Make it a great night, and we'll see you real soon. Bye for now. Bye for now.